I'm Josh Patrick Dudley, and I played myself in Game Night. Game Night is a short film that we released that had no script. It was completely ad-libbed on the spot. We were filming Stab 7, and a bunch of actors, or a actor, couldn't show up. I can't remember what it was. One or two actors couldn't show up, so we had to cancel filming.
Hi, I'm Rachel Alexandria Arnold, and I was Rachel in Game Night. Game Night came to fruition because we had a botched night of Stab 7 2.0 filming. One of the cast members didn't show up and didn't tell us till the last minute, and everybody else had arrived for filming. And it was a really important scene that we needed to film. So we decided collectively, instead of wasting a night of Stab 7 filming, we might as well make use of the filming time and create our own movie. So that's what we did.
And my mom had taught me this game when I was little. I think she called it Wink, and it was basically the game we play in the movie. I couldn't really remember the full rules of the game when we started kind of getting into the short film, when we were making it up as we went, so we don't actually play the game correctly throughout the movie. Like, we actually call people out when we're not allowed to. Like, if someone's winking at you, that means they're killing you, and you can't call them out if they're doing that because you're dead. So anyone's like, oh, I saw a wink, like that happened a couple times in the short films, and I just had to kind of work around it in editing, that, you know, this was our own version of the game. But the idea was, every time we got winked at, the lights would go out and we'd wake up and someone would be dead.
All four of us really contributed, which is something that we had never done before. This was 100% an improvised filming, or a short film. You know, I think Josh is the one who came up with the game night idea. You know, why not do a horror-themed game night? Bunch of horror nerds.
And the real idea was that we were going to do it live originally, and we were going to do a live broadcast like we were live broadcasting to our fans, and then this would just start happening, like, hey, we're going to play a game live with you guys, play along, and then we would start dying. But then we realized we had no way, there was only 4 of us, so we couldn't control the lights from where we were sitting in the house, so we were going to have to pre-film it. And we didn't, originally we were going to film it to air as like, it seemed like it was live, but then we just made it into like a random little thing. But it worked out well, it was fun, and it was fun to work with everybody else and let everybody else have input on stuff, and to hear their own dialogue. You know, I wasn't in control of anything anyone was saying, and everybody threw in good ideas. Like, I think it was Rachel's idea to come up with the little notes that appeared on the table in between rounds so that we would know what was going on, but literally the 4 of us sat there and just hashed out this idea.
I came up with the idea of how, you know, we were going to set in motion the action with notes showing up on the table. Everybody contributed to what their character was going to be like in different parts of the scenes and the environment, and we just kind of went. But the coolest thing that we had never done before as well is we didn't write it all at once. We didn't conceptualize it all at once. So we kind of created the idea up to the first killing, and then we would stop and say, okay, now with who's left, who dies next, and how do they die? And so we just kept doing that, you know, and I think it took a matter of 2.5, maybe 3 hours.
Every time someone would die, we'd work on what was going to happen next. So it was really like a 2-hour film challenge. Like, we had nothing to do because we were supposed to be filming Stab 7, and then we sat down and we made something out of it anyway. So considering how long it took us to film, which was no time at all, and considering we had no plan whatsoever, I actually think it came out pretty neat, and I'm glad we did it.
It was really interesting. I had a lot of fun that night, and even though I can't say that it's, you know, in our top lists of short films, every time I watch it, I'm like, we made that on the fly, and people were committed enough to stay even though they could have gone home and just create new content for you. And that's what's really great about those who are truly committed in the Stab team, is that they will do anything just to keep creating content for you guys to watch.